Lovely. And by all means, you can curse, do whatever you want. We can put in beeps to taking it nice and handy. Right. So, joining me now is an artist who is garnishing plays around the country, particularly here on the Very Irish playlist, as she continues to stamp her style with each release. Ahead of her debut album releasing next month, all the way from Berlin, but fresh off the plane just to Mayo, an Irish talent who isn't faking it. It's Lydia Ford. How are you, Lydia?
I'm good, Adam. Thank you. That was an amazing intro.
Oh, thank you very much. For those who don't know, Faking It is the name of the album that's coming out on September 8th. So that's why that was a poor tasting joke anyway. But it like knowing it doesn't make it funnier. But, it's there. Yeah. So ahead of the album, we've got the album to talk about. We've got the music to talk about. But I do want to talk about what we were just mentioning there. You're just off the plane from Mayo and you're usually based in Berlin. What has you back in Mayo?
Yes, I am usually based in Berlin. I'm home since yesterday night because I'm playing Far West Fest in Mayo on Saturday, this coming Saturday. It's my first festival, so I'm very very nervous.
Excellent.
I needed some time to come home and rehearse, so that's why I have the week at home, and my parents are absolutely delighted to have me back in my childhood bedroom. So I can't say I'm as delighted, but
did they change it or clean it while you were away, or is it the same way you left it?
They cleaned it, but it is still completely intact from when I was a teenager. I have about 5 guitars in here and posters of Paramore, and
nice.
Very jarring.
Amazing. Well, that leads us very nicely into the idea of, going to Berlin. I'm not sure if you were writing music in Mayo, or did you start writing in Berlin?
No, I started when I was a teenager in Castlebar, where I'm from, Mayo. Just as sort of a angsty teenage way of getting my feelings out, or secretly telling people I had a crush on them, partly, I think. Being like, check out this song I wrote, and then it's obviously about them.
Yeah.
So that was
Did it ever work?
It did, actually. It did.
Nice.
So,
okay.
So there's that. But no, so I've been writing since I was since I started playing guitar, to be honest, which was when I was 9, I think. I was really obsessed with Avril Lavigne, so she was my main inspo at the time.
Nice one. And what made you trade out the curry cheese chips of Mayo for the curry wurst of Berlin?
Another excellent pun. So after I finished college, I went to college in Maynooth here in Ireland. I moved to New York for a few years.
Nice.
Which was amazing, but it was very stressful with visas and how expensive everything is, and just very different culture. So I knew I wanted to move back to Europe, but I wasn't ready to come home to Ireland just yet. So I had done an Erasmus in Germany. I knew I liked Germany, so I picked Berlin as my next stop for now.
Nice one. Okay. And was there any particular reason for Berlin? Like the Erasmus, yes, but are you seeing Berlin as a long-term thing?
Well, I've been there for 3 years now, so it feels kind of long-term already. But I guess it was, 3 years in the grand scheme of things, I suppose. But I think it was most similar to Brooklyn in Europe, if that makes sense. I think London has a very different vibe. Berlin is very artist focused and just really relaxed, and it's just a really great city. I don't know if you've been, but I would recommend.
I shall definitely make my way there. Between Brooklyn and Berlin, I love the comparison, because I've been to Brooklyn, but I haven't been to Berlin, so it's similar.
Yeah, there's a joke actually called the Brooklyn-Berlin Treaty, that everyone who lives in Brooklyn moves to Berlin, or vice versa. And then you don't need a visa because there's a treaty, but you do.
Okay. Right, very important information for anybody listening thinking of doing the opposite. You do need official papers.
You do.
Yeah. Well, I love that you touched on Avril Lavigne, because that was always someone in the back of my head that I always kind of pictured when I'm listening to your music. And on your music,
that's amazing.
There's no escaping the indie pop sound that you deliver with your music. It's fascinating, because like in Sink or Swim that you released back in March, you were writing about nightmares you were having involving water, and yet you packaged it in such that pop kind of way, that easy to digest way. And I don't know how you did it. And that's a reoccurring theme with your music. You're able to turn the negative and conflicting moments into an almost that bedroom pop, indie kind of style. So first off, I commend you for it. But secondly, why did this style feel the best way to tell your stories, or in this case, communicate to a boy that you liked him? Why was this the style?
To a girl that I liked her.
Oh, excuse me, to a girl that you like. Even better. Oh my God, yes.
Even more drama. I suppose I grew up really loving pop music, even ABBA and 2000s pop. I just really, really loved pop, and I still do. but sometimes the lyrics can be lacking a little substance, I suppose. And when I started writing more when I was a teenager, I was listening to a lot of like singer-songwritery acoustic music, and I think I leaned into that like lyrics-wise, but then I always had this pop sensibility in me, I suppose, and a need to go in that direction. So it was just kind of trying to find a way to marry the two, to be like, I'm saying what I need to say, and it's a little bit deep, not too deep, but then you can sing along to it and maybe have a little dance when I play it live, and that was kind of my goal. So it sounds like I've achieved that for you, which is great.
Oh, definitely, and no doubt you're going to achieve it for the people at Westfest as well. Now, like, we can't ignore the looming amazingness that is Faking It. It's coming out in September 8th. That's September 8th. I heard that you have to say these things 3 times to like stick in people's brains. So September 8th, the debut album is coming, and like, just like Leave the Country, which was such a tune, that was the final single before the album is released. Can we expect similar sounds on the album, Lydia?
You can, absolutely. The 3 songs that are out at the minute from the album, Sink or Swim, as you mentioned, Burning Out, and then Leave the Country, are definitely kind of the singles, the most radio friendly, shall we say. You guys have been playing them, so it's definitely radio friendly. And the other songs are maybe a little bit more introspective. There's a couple of slow ones on there, which is new for me.
Nice.
But overall, it's, this indie pop sound. It's the Faking It sound. That's what I'm calling it.
Well, if those 3 songs are on it, like, I'm already excited, because those are incredible songs. And the fact that you're even kind of going to be changing it, going a little slower, maybe a little stripped back, I'm very excited. How are you feeling about it? This is a debut album.
I'm terrified. It's out in 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. At this point.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrified, but very excited as well. We're just doing the pre-orders this week for the CDs. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, but very nervous. Hopefully it's all good reviews. Fingers crossed.
No doubt. I mean, I'm already telling you now, anybody listening, that this is going to be the one to get. September 8th, Spotify, Instagram. Where can we find you, Lydia?
Yes, exactly. All the places you usually stream music. I will be there with my 10-track album, Faking It, September 8th.
Tracks. Oh my God. How long were you in production for these 10 tracks?
The whole thing probably took about 2 years, I would say. Started in 2021 during lockdown, just writing songs, and then really went heavy on it last summer. I had a standing appointment every Thursday with my producer, Sam, and we would hop on Zoom every Thursday and work on the songs.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
That's brilliant. And like, I know this, like, it's not even out yet, but has the building of this album been an experience that you'd love to repeat again in the near future?
It's a bit scary to be repeating it too often, maybe.
Yeah.
But no, of course, like, I mean, it's strange because they say, you have your whole life to write your first album, and then you have 2 years to write your second one. So there's a little bit of pressure with that. But
wow, I never even thought of that. You're so right.
Yeah. I mean, I keep thinking about it now because the first one's done. I'm like, oh God, no, it's 2 years. But no, I definitely would like to do an album number 2, but it's not in the works just
Of course. My goodness. She's got to get this first one out. As you say, 2 years till the next one. Plenty of time. Lydia, thank you so much for taking the time. It's been such a delight talking to you. Best of luck with the album release coming out September 8th and at Westfest in Mayo this weekend coming.
Yes, Saturday the 19th.
Nice one. Saturday the 19th. For anybody in the Mayo region, head on over, catch Lydia Ford, see her live, and then September 8th, get over to Spotify and everywhere that has Lydia Ford's name to start streaming Faking It out on September 8th. Lydia, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you, Adam. That was lovely.